Here is Fox News host Gillian Turner asking the most basic question of a senator, Jim Risch. Where is he from? Idaho? About the president's statement or executive order on lowering drug prices. This feels like something you would do like 3 weeks before an election and go like, I'm doing this in 4 weeks. And because it is so obvious nothing's going to happen. Like, he made this announcement to basically take heat off of his folding on the China tariffs.
And how pissed people are at like the NIH funding stuff and how that's rippling through.
This is completely this was completely a way of just like changing the topic. And so now everybody has to do cleanup. Like, how is this actually going to happen?
Your competing cable networks of giving the president credit for this. This was a huge thing that happened, and it got almost no media at all.
Well, sir, to be fair, the president issued this major executive order, but that doesn't mean that pharmaceutical costs at pharmacies will automatically shoot down tomorrow.
Well, what his objective is one.
Pause it. Incidentally, that's a nice way to say it doesn't seem clear that pharmaceutical costs are ever going to shoot down at all. Right. Not tomorrow, not the next day, not the day after.
What his objective is one of the basic things he wanted to do correctly is to say that Americans aren't going to pay more for drugs than other countries are. It's common knowledge in this country that Canadians and Europeans, for the exact same pharmaceutical,
yes, sir, but what is the,
I
guess if you could explain to her, what is the enforcement mechanism?
Before she asks this, one way for us not to pay more than other countries is to not really save us any money, but make other countries pay more.
That's the plan.
Exactly.
That's what he articulated. We're going to make them pay more. But let's see. But listen, the point isn't whether or not you're paying thousands of dollars for medication. You're going to be comforted, and your healing is probably going to improve because you're going to know those mofo Canadians,
damn Europeans,
and French people are not getting away with cheap medication. It's like, this pill's costing me an arm and a leg, but at least those freaking frogs are not getting away with it. Yep.
Get the free, the Ozempic.
Yeah.
So annoying.
The Canadians and Europeans, for the exact same pharmaceutical.
Yes, sir, but what is the, I guess if you could explain to her, what is the enforcement mechanism? What prerogative does the president have to actually make that come true for Americans?
Well, there's all kinds of enforcement mechanisms, not the least of which the order says what it says, and that is that they can't sell drugs at a higher rate. If they do, they're going to be facing a class action by the consumers, and secondly, they're going to be facing an action by the Justice Department that says you can't do this. There's an executive order that says you can't. Good stuff on his part. Let's give credit where credit's due here.
It is, sir, as you say, always easier to criticize. Thank you for taking time out.
I'm sorry for asking the most obvious question. The idea that there's going to be a class action or a criminal or civil action on behalf of consumers or the DOJ based on an executive order, I got news for you, ain't going to happen. It's not the law. I mean, whether or not Trump even has the ability, I don't even know statutorily if you could dictate the price that a U.S. company, or for that matter, a foreign company, is charging in a foreign country. I'm not even sure if there would be authority to do that. But there's no legislation, there's no law. It's just Donald Trump's opinion and ask. And you can't sue based on that.
I do like that torts are now the Republican solution to medical costs.
Yes, we need exactly tort reform. All right, well, look, maybe there's a brainiac who can explain this to us. We need to talk to a policy person on this who's going to explain to us how it is that Donald Trump's executive order saying that drug companies can't give Europeans a break on drugs relative to us is in any way enforceable or is going to do anything other than allow Donald Trump to pretend like he's doing something about drug prices. We got to go to a policy expert. Do we have somebody? Oh, Yes, let's go to the Crowder Institute.
Wonk.
Germany, let's say we're paying here, we're paying $50,000 for a drug. And in Germany, they're paying $5,000. All right? Now that doesn't
incidentally,
happen.
The 50,000 might register, but the 5,000 probably unlikely. It's even cheaper than that. But he's got to make it seem like, wait a second. I mean, even as the words come out of his mouth, he's like, well, why aren't we all moving to Germany? Like, why have I been making fun of Europeans for so long? Oh, okay.
Germany, they're paying $5,000. All right? Now that doesn't happen. And you think that that might affect Germany, liberal progressive Germany, subsidizing green energy? Well, they also purchase, by the way, fossil fuels from Russia. Do you think that Germany would get to the point of declaring internet a fundamental human right and giving it to all of their citizens for free? If before that they actually had to pay a fair price for drugs that were created and developed here? No, absolutely not. This shifts the dynamics of...
Pause it. Let me just be clear here. So his argument is, now, can you look up and see what, how many billions in profit drug companies made? Because it seems to me that there would be no difference in price between Germany and France and Canada and anywhere else in Europe as to the drug prices if it was just all being subsidized by us.
Also,
if none of the development could actually even happen, none of it could exist, except for the largesse of our companies who are now making. And if, listen, I want you to sit down because this is going to be gut-wrenching and heart-wrenching for you. The profits that drug companies are making. Are you looking that up? No?
Yeah, well, in revenue, it was $1.4 trillion in 2022.
Oh, okay, but that's just revenue.
Just revenue.
That's just revenue.
Yeah, you got to subtract R&D, you got to subtract marketing.
Okay, can you get me the profits?
I'll try.
In 2022, 10 large pharmaceutical companies made over $112 billion.
Oh, 112 billion? Okay, that's horrible. These people are just eking by. All right, but here we go. Like, so do you think they're going to be able to do good things in Germany?
Do you know they have pharmaceutical companies outside America? Like some of the big ones?
Biotin? The one that
Novartis?
did, the one that did, the one that did the COVID vaccine. Well, of course, that was just a scam anyways.
Yeah, right.
We import 40% of our drugs at least, and partially, 40% full on we import. But somehow, the drugs have to go up if they're going to go down in price here. We don't want to cut into any profits.
Yeah, I mean, not that they could use those profits for sort of innovation and research. They have to just make sure that they get the same amount of profit to have their giant homes and stuff and do the innovation.
Free. If before that they actually had to pay a fair price for drugs that were created and developed here? No, absolutely not. This shifts the dynamics of, it takes away the moral high horse of socialists.
Yeah.
This is one thing, too. You'll hear the left. They always say, well, there really is the United States is not a truly capitalist system. That's true. That's true. But these other nations certainly champion and brag about their socialism and how we're the only nation that doesn't follow suit. Well, the truth is, none of these systems are actually true socialist systems. They rely on the free enterprise and the ingenuity and the industry of you, the American worker. So flip that argument around. Well, there really is no true capitalism. There really is.
So the argument is that we are subsidizing the free ride that Europe has. Yeah. There's no interest. I mean, you could extend this to like how we are paying for NATO and all these other entities. Maybe we should pull back our bases. Do you think we're going to do that? Or is that we are actually, it's busy work, make work for U.S.
There's good profit
corporations there. And we're all subsidizing the whole world, our ingenuity. Do you understand what would happen to the European political talk show industry if we decided to just pull back a couple of hours a week? Like the amount of research we're doing, just completely subsidizing these bastards.
suit. Well, the truth is, none of these systems are actually true socialist systems. They rely on the free enterprise and the ingenuity and the industry of you, the American worker. So flip that argument around to them. Well, there really is no true capitalist system. There really is no true socialist system because you do it only because we don't.
So, yeah, I mean, this is the funny thing. Of course, there's mixed economies, and there's even China. Like, it was a hedge fund that created the AI that freaked out all of those people. But the issue with Crowder is he's trying to naturalize the idea that these pharmaceutical companies will take billions of dollars in profits, and that they're just hamstrung by the damn Europeans that they have to give a good deal to, so they can only make up for it by rinsing Americans.
It's like, what is the minimum amount of profit the drug companies should make? Hundreds of billions? Insane.
This is from NewYorkRequirements.com. New York continuing requirements quickly and affordably. Pfizer, $31 billion in 2022. That is $994 per second. Johnson & Johnson, $17 billion, $568 per second. Merck, $14 billion. They make money.
Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.